You had some words about Ice Cube recently. You don't like anything Ice Cube's done?
Nothing.
Really?
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor.
Aries Spears, black ass eyes, old black eyes, old raccoon face. He was caught hating on Ice Cube, and then Ice Cube said something back to him, and then he started to cry out his black ass eyes with charcoal colored tears.
Spears a taste of his own medicine by responding back to him and giving him the attention he wants, but Aries Spears can't take it, and he responded back very emotional. The title of Aries Spears' profession is comedian. I haven't laughed at an Aries Spears joke in a decade. He used to do acting, but he hasn't really gotten an acting gig ever since that weird stuff with Tiffany Haddish surfaced. So now,
right, when he's playing with the young ones, let's just say that.
He does podcasts and appearances. So Aries Spears have taken a chance on multiple podcast appearances to kind of go at Ice Cube, say he's a trash rapper, say he's a trash actor.
I know it was one time. I didn't know it was more than that.
If you want to knock Ice Cube on his acting, I'm not going to argue there, okay? Even though he's the writer, actor, executive producer of a pretty established franchise in Friday, something that Aries Spears have never done in acting. Ever. But to say that Ice Cube is a trash rapper is where a lot of people draw the line and say, okay, you're just hating. Right. But Aries Spears quickly figured out that saying things that are just blasphemous will get him a lot of attention. So he just continued to do it, podcast after podcast after podcast. There hasn't been an interview in the last year that Aries Spears has done where he hasn't brought up Ice Cube. The most recent example of this,
I ain't know he'd been shooting Ice Cube that hard over and over and over again. I've heard him speak and do the voice, but I ain't really know he was consistently shooting the Cube.
Is when he was on Big Boy, and Big Boy kind of brought up the Complex Top 100 LA rappers list. The conversation geared from Tupac to Ice Cube, and then he began to pretty much disparage Ice Cube's rapping ability.
I go somewhere, Aries in here, and people ask me, what's your top five? I don't do top fives. What's your GOAT? I don't do GOATs.
Want to see me shake this up real quick? Go ahead. Watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, give me a top five rappers. Pac's usually always in that list.
Right.
I don't ever put Pac up there with the top rappers because when I think rap, I think lyricist. Mm-hmm. Pac was not the greatest lyricist. Mm-hmm. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him. If that nigga said, nigga, tear the club up, you want to tear the club up. Dear mama, you want...
There's a little bit of truth to that. Pac wasn't a rappity rap kind of dude, but it's like counting on somebody's stats in the NBA or something like that. He made this many points, he did this many rebounds, but Pac had a special intangible that was bigger than all of them. He was the Dennis Rodman of the shit. You know what I'm saying? He was doing something else that couldn't be quantified in, just look at his lyrics. And Pac had a special sense of himself and the people around him, and a way to paint a picture that really nobody else did, plus his work ethic. You can't get over that. This nigga got so many hours, more when he was dead than he was alive. But anyway, go ahead.
Your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss.
A little more complex, people understand.
My lyrics, spitters.
All New York guys you just named, by the way.
Right.
Jay-Z, I'm a quote.
Yeah, it was a more of a New York thing. That's that type of rap. You know what I mean?
New York, home of the spitters. New York is a spitters. I'm a admit, because I catch flack for this. I am somewhat East Coast biased.
Right.
I'm West Coast biased.
But with heavy validation.
I know it's some fire on the West, especially when you're talking about the classic artists. You can't forget Snoop and Cube. I can't wait to see what you say about Snoop, about Cube, because Cube, nigga, he did most of the writing for NWA. Man, when Cube came to the East Coast, this nigga linked up with Public Enemy with PE. That was one of the earliest East-West collaborations, man. Come on, you can't shit on Cube. You can't shit. It ain't many people in the game of entertainment that is more talented and revolutionary and impactful and influential than Cube, nigga. Raiders hats came from Cube. Between him and Easy, you know what I'm saying?
Name?
And I'm an East Coast nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Rappers who are better than the ones I just said.
For me, if I'm going, Ice Cube is a
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's correct.
This nigga wrote "Fuck the Police," nigga. Come on now.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
He's the same.
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
Let me tell you something. Tommy
Right, these niggas want to fight. You fucking get beat up in there, Aries. You get punched in your mouth again.
That's a
Tommy
dream.
I know Tommy
Chung did a great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Chickens, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that thigh.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just did is racist.
That's Ice Cube.
It's racist and it's some close that I'm not gonna sit next to you.
That was racism.
He's a lawyer. I checked him. He wasn't even there.
Oh man.
As a surgeon, give me that scalpel so I cut me that spleen.
So you don't feel Ice Cube
Gotta say, fool.
as a lyricist?
Not at all.
Wait a minute.
Nah, you tripping. You tripping. You tripping. You tripping. You tripping. You tripping. And I'm East Coast biased. I ain't gonna lie. I came up listening to a lot of East Coast stuff, but when Cube is an exception, some people are exceptions. Cube's an exception. Corrupt is an exception. Goddamn Nipsey Hussle is an exception. Fucking Snoop it's a ton. I didn't want to call them exceptions. It's just different. It's just different. It's just that simple.
One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I'm gonna shoot the radio. Today was a good day.
Well,
Nigga, that shit is classic. What are you talking about? Today was a good day? Even when I wasn't fucking with the West, nigga, that song stood out, dude.
Hey man, I think when it comes, for one, Ice Cube is one of my favorite lyricists.
this is
So
Great guy.
not even on some great guy, lyricist, man. When people say what's the best diss song, I go straight to No Vaseline. From
That's
Ice
my
Cube.
camera right there, right?
Yeah. I go straight to No Vaseline, Ice Cube. The N-Word You Love to Hate. All the shit with NWA. Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted album, one of the best hip hop albums to me, bro.
For me at all.
Really?
And that's fine. Why are you so adamant about it, though?
Oh no.
That's
He
your
can't even understand
opinion. Now,
that
big boys look
He can't even understand that shit. He want him to leave.
like you crazy, but that's your opinion. If you think Today Was a Good Day is not a good song, or No Vaseline is not a good song, for whatever East Coast bias you might have,
Jacking for beats.
that's on you. But you have the right to have your opinion. But what you can't do is have all these strong opinions, talk a lot of trash about a lot of people, go off on these tangents. Now, I will say this. If you weren't as great as this person in that particular field and y'all did the same thing, you probably shouldn't be critiquing them, right? Like, if you weren't a better actor than Ice Cube, you probably shouldn't say that Ice Cube is trash, because that would be saying a lot about yourself. But nonetheless, though, you have
Right. He don't even, Aries Spears don't even rank.
to your opinion. But what you can do is when Ice Cube responds back, or when Ice Cube defends himself, or when Ice Cube gives an opinion on you, you can cry now and talk about how it's out of line and talk about how I just want to have an opinion. Y'all can't take opinions.
Ice Cube's in the building. Yay. What's happening?
What's happening with you, man?
Hey, I want to ask you something, man. I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing
Is
that
he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh.
Right. He said, who is this hating ass black eyes ass nigga? I thought he was a boxer. His eyes always black.
I don't know if he a comedian.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. I'm like, wow, like what?
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor. The song that makes me want to jump out of a window is Have a Good Day.
Today was a good day. Rolling down the street in my 6'4". Police didn't come bother us no more. You might as well have them say green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion, right? And they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean, in the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register What up?
Aries Spears discredit things like "Today Was a Good Day," where some people might say is a top 10 hip hop song of all time.
Right,
No Vaseline, a top 10 hip hop diss track of all time. He discredited those things. Friday, a top 10 black movie of all time.
Top 5, nigga. That's Friday.
He discredited works that Ice Cube did that most people in the culture would consider top 10 things. Now, if you don't consider it, bro, that's fine. So he went out of his way to do that. Ice Cube responded back by saying, I don't think anybody would have him in their top 10. I don't think he's funny. I think he's a sucker. This is Ice Cube opinion. Now, Aries Spears.
And I think he meant it, and he wasn't even trying to be funny enough, and he just answered. He was like, what? This guy? Whatever. Somebody gonna hate you. Yeah.
Tell you that him discrediting Ice Cube Hall of Fame pieces of content or work is okay. Him having an opinion that's not favorable or not popular is okay. But when Ice Cube has an opinion on him, that's where he draw the line. And now Ice Cube is being sensitive and is not fair. And how can y'all say this about me? So here is Aries Spears responding back to Ice Cube saying whatever he said about him. Now, before we even get to this, I will say though, Aries Spears' impression of Ice Cube "Today Was a Good Day" is probably one of the only things that Aries Spears ever did that made me laugh. So I give him that. It's still hate, but at least I laughed.
Yo, what up, your boy Aries Spears here. Listen,
Put the glasses on the black eyes.
I have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater. Because apparently I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that. Am I not allowed to have an opinion and voice it if it's not in the direction of everybody else? Recently, I was on Vlad TV and I did an interview and we were talking about hip hop and rappers, and Ice Cube came up. And I said, look, man, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube. Musically or theatrically. I'm not a fan. And somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude...
First of all, he didn't respond. He just answered the question. You doing all the responding. But anyway.
Him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by...
He didn't say he never heard of that dude. First thing he said was, who? Then he was like, oh, that dude. He knows who you are.
And, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways. And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that. I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character.
And all Ice Cube said was,
you were whack. Same thing you did. I mean, he did call you a sucker, but he could have said a whole lot worse.
Not funny. You're not in anybody's top 10. You're not even on the radar to be in anybody's top 10. You never made him laugh. If your critiques was fair, if you like downplaying, saying that things that many, if not like the majority of people in the culture consider classic, if those things are considered trash to you, then yeah, he can say that your work that's never been considered classic is trash. And honestly, a lot of people will probably validate his opinion before they validate yours.
Facts.
All right, because there is something disrespectful. I'll be real. There is something disrespectful about looking at something that's a classic, looking at something that's clearly esteemed, looking at something that's clearly great, and saying, man, that's trash, man. Yo, can you imagine the person who invented the plane having a look at the person who invented, I don't know, a TikTok dance, and that TikToker tell him, man, your inventions is trash, homie. That person will look at that TikToker with a level of disgust and disdain that probably can be explained. And that's how it feels from Ice Cube perspective. Bro, I invented Friday. I created No Vaseline. Like, today was a good day. I'm a pioneer in hip hop. I'm probably regarded as a consensus top 15 hip hop artist of all time. And Aries Spears is calling me trash? Cut it out, man. That's the same level of disgust that Ice Cube probably feel about you. And you're the one who's... You see, when he responded back to you, he was chill, calm, he even laughed a little bit. His response to you got you crying. And that right there is an indicator that he's great and you're not. Because
I think you do have a right to like or dislike whatever you want, right? You know, it's things that are classic that I don't particularly dig or whatever. But I think it's the additional, I don't like nothing from him or whatever, like the way you speak about him, which is also, I think, fine. I'm just saying, I don't want to hear the crying and stuff when, you know, that person shoots back at you. If I say something ignorant about somebody and they say something back to me, I actually probably would just, you know, laugh about it and enjoy it because, you know, I need the clout. I don't care. But to feel insulted or act like you're being picked on, that's all BS.